Well, got this in here. And we're gonna split it right here and do a clutch job on it. Yes, I left the cultivators on it. I got an idea why I left them cultivators on there. I'm gonna put jack stands under these ends of these cultivator frames to keep them from wanting to fall over. Use these as like kickstands. That's the reason I left them on there. And we're just gonna roll it away. We're gonna put a clutch in it and do the carburetor, do the wiring, and hopefully then it will be usable. Hopefully. Carburetor, wiring, clutch. And I got to put some parts on the starter because I robbed some parts off the starter for my 140. So I got to put some parts back on the starter. Stay tuned. Well, this is on at 2:30. While I'm going through it, I'm definitely say it needs a good cleaning out on the touch control. I had to take the lines and stuff off anyway to roll it front and forward. So that's why I want to go through all of the little stuff here. That definitely needs a cleaning. Holes are none in the screen, but we're gonna gush it out, probably with some gasoline, and clean this up. Now this thing was full of all kinds of sludge and mess. I poured gas in there and put the filter back in and the plug back in and fill it up by halfway with gas, and just let it dump out at one time. And I'm gonna take this rag and mop it all around in here to try to get the rest of that old ugly gunky stuff out. Even with this thing off the tractor and dust took completely apart, I don't think you can get to the actual reservoir tank any better than nowhere else. I don't think, because everything is going straight through. There ain't nothing under that cover. That's just a blank hole. That's just a dry hole in there, and that's just where your valves and stuff is in there. As far as this reservoir, through this filter housing, it's right the only place you can get to it. But we're gonna mop it out. I poured gas in there. We're gonna mop the rag around there for a little bit and get most of what we can out. And I got the filter cleaned back up, and we're gonna stick it back in there. Well, this is the pressure plate, what's left of it that was on this. See, we had wiped all the fingers off, all of them. Well, this is what I think happened. This is the throw-it bearing that was on it. It was in it. All right. This is the throw-it bearing out of my 140. It's in just as good a shape as that one is. But look at the difference in them. That bearing that was in there is at least a 1/4 inch smaller than the one that come out of my 140. So, even on this side, this bearing here is a lot bigger. So, this is what I think happened. When I pushed the clutch, the throw-it bearing popped through these clutch fingers, and what tore the finger, ripped the fingers off, was the actual fork. See where it done bent it? See, it's so shiny. The throw-it bearing popped through these fingers, and the fork went up in the fingers like that. And that's what bent that over like that. I got to get another clutch fork. And what we're gonna do is, this had a brand new disc in it someone has put in here. So we are going to put this used pressure plate in here that came out of my 140, as I'm sure is the original one. And we're gonna put this used throw-it bearing, and on the visual inspection, this throw-it bearing is in just as good a shape as this new one that someone else put in that is the wrong size. Because it's way smaller. So, and they used the original clutch disc. So I'm gonna put this disc with this throw-it bearing back in here with that new disc someone else has put in there, and someone has already replaced the pallet bearing here in there. And hopefully it would be fine. But it might work 20 years, it might work 20 minutes. But I'm gonna split it one time, I split it again with no problems. So if it works, it works. It would be great. All right. This is what we got here. I left the cultivator frames on there to use it as a kickstand. And I got the carburetor off. We're going to do a carburetor upgrade to a larger one to carry the extra horsepower. Yeah, that looks bad, don't it? But it really ain't holding nothing, though. That really ain't holding nothing. It's just sitting there. It's just keeping from falling over. But hopefully by tomorrow evening, we're going to have this thing back together. I got to go and get the fork out of this scrap 200 I got. And I'm going to change out the line, too, because that was damaged and was leaking at the pump. I'm going to change that out. I'm going to get all these little kinks out of it that I can get out of it while I got it took apart. And fix a lot of little small stuff that I can afford to fix and get the parts to fix. So stay tuned. This is going to be a 3-stage deal with this tractor. I think I pulled too much high RPM, in my opinion. I know it's supposed to, but that's too much, in my opinion. Well, $half is all I want to give it. I gotta work on something to lengthen this rod and get it idle. I got a wire rigged up right now, but she's alive and running. The clutch is working. Well, that is how you do a clutch on this. Similar to the 140. I got a few leaks. I got to get this pipe rebrazed here. Plans on this 230 is I'm going to try to get a late crop, fall crop, whatever you want to call it, in for the pigs around the last of June, July this year. And we're going to try to plant it with this and to cultivate it with this. It's just going to be Jimmy Red hog feed for Jimmy Red corn for the pigs, and that's it. We're going to run it a little bit the way it is. I'm going to get the wiring hooked up and the charging and get a battery in there and get it installed decently. And we're going to run it a little bit and got to get the kinks out of it. And I did a little clipping here on this carburetor. This is a bigger carburetor. You see it runs great, and this thing is peppy. I got everything. I got the emblem for this, and I got a lead on the battery box and the lights. I already got a seat and all that. I got all that, and I got the lights paid for. I just got to go pick them up. Thank you, Timmy, tonight. And I got those in the bag, and we're gonna put everything on it, and we're gonna plant and cultivate with it. September or October, we're gonna clean it up, fix the oil leaks, and paint it in the month of September, between September and October. That's the plan. And I'm kind of torn on the paint color. Well, I'm gonna go red and white or pink and white. And I like to find me some fenders. Anybody got some leads on some fenders? I like to find me some fenders. I'm going to get my tachometer cable. I got a new tachometer cable here. I got one here for that 2444. I put it on there and it wasn't the tachometer. It was the actual gauge. This gauge is good. I just need to fix the cable. But we're going to get the tachometer on there too. And before we paint it, we're gonna have it all complete, everything on it. And this thing is gonna be very versatile. And what I mean by that is, this is the one I'm gonna take to the plow days and shows and stuff after it's painted. It's gonna go in the parade. And I got the deal sealed on a 2-point hitch, 2-bottom plow. So this will be at Joey's plow day, hopefully, this year. And I'm just probably take this unless someone wants to ride my 140. But this will be at the plow day. And I got the 2-bottom plow. I got to go pick it up. And I got the 3-point hitch adapter, which is technically fast hitch too. So this is gonna be a very versatile tractor. I got all the fertilizer stuff. I got all the cultivators. I got a toolbar that goes back here. And I'm gonna try to collect a few more fast hitch 2-point implements, whatever I come across that I can use. And then one day we're gonna make us a belly blade to go on this thing that's gonna hook back on in that drawbar back there one day. And I got a lead on a 2-point fast hitch 6 or 7 foot blade too, factory international blade. I kind of like to, if I'm gonna buy something, I like to have the factory stuff. You know what I mean? But anyway, we're gonna get this buttoned up here. We're gonna finish the wiring, and hopefully next time you see it, it's gonna be have some planters or something behind it, or I may put some clips in me just riding it around and cruising. But this is the layout. Did the clutch. I took parts of this new clutch someone already put in. I took the parts off my 140 old clutch. Took 2 and made 1. Feels good, smooth, no jerking. Pedals about halfway or so. And before we paint it, we're gonna put all new gauges on it too, because they're all mismatched. Somebody try to put an electric gauge in there, and we're gonna do it close to the right that I can afford to. Put it that way. Anyway, appreciate you watching. This is the 230 clutch job. Next time you see this, hopefully it'll be doing some work. Anyway, thanks for watching.